This On is Season 2, Episode 47, where we watch Winter Break, Hunter Mountain, Season 1, Episode 1. I'm Chris Lorenz.
Robert Kitts.
Harrison Hoffman.
It's me, Max Lar.
It's nuts. And this is James.
So, Harrison, hit us up with the description here.
For one season out of the year, the East Coast becomes the Ice Coast. Serving as a rite of passage for young people who want to get away for a winter break, Hunter Mountain is an idyllic ski resort that offers 20-somethings the chance to escape their regular lives, ski and snowboard their brains out, and party with other like-minded singles. On Winter Break Hunter Mountain, we document the lives of 8 young people who move into a share house for the season and the impact their winter has on their lives. It kind of
Keeps rambling on like
all
that.
kind of off the rails at the end of that thing.
Jeez.
All right, so we were talking, we got some feedback. So I'm going to put James on the spot here and ask him, James, what do you think the show is about? Like, give me your description of the show.
But like what the show really is.
Yeah, give
What you're
me
looking for. Okay.
what the description of the show actually is.
So actually the description is fairly reasonable in this. But yeah, it's 4 girls, 4 dudes that are all real young, real annoying, and out of the Jersey Shore somewhere, probably. I don't know, somewhere near the Jersey Shore, but they couldn't get there. Anyways, they go to this mountain and they're gonna snowboard and party. That's pretty much the whole show. It's basically Floribama Shore in the Northeast, like for the winter. That's pretty much what the show is.
All right.
There you have it.
Way to go, James. I would agree with that. I don't know if we want to go over. I'll just go over broad strokes of what happens in this episode. But like the intro, all the people get real drunk, shenanigans happens. Then the next day, it was really like a blizzard, I guess, esque outside, so they couldn't go snowboarding. So they set up some like snowboard traps outside and like did some tricks. It was kind of fun. Then they went club night. Club night. That was shenanigans happen again. There's a lot of shenanigans.
A lot of
Shocking number of shenanigans.
And then, they go snowboarding. And then that's the end of the episode. As we get into the minutia part of our, as we'll call the minutia segment, which is the most of the episode.
That's really our bread and butter.
Yeah. Those are the broad strokes of this episode. There's a lot to unpack here, I think.
Oh man,
There's so many things.
this show is full of characters.
Was Unpack a attempt to do a transition to talking about Alessandra's luggage?
No.
No, man.
Let's start there.
I think that's a great place to start.
So, Alessandro, where is she
Alessandra, not Dro.
from? Whatever. Sorry.
These people are all from like New Jersey, New Hampshire. I don't know who's from where.
Except for one.
Lot of Hoboken.
There's only one Hoboken.
Oh man.
Yeah, there was one Hoboken, a few other places. There was one place
Hoboken.
by you in Jersey somewhere?
Bergenfield, New Jersey.
There we go. And then Taylor was from the Northern California area.
Oh, all right. Taylor was from California.
Everyone else is an East Coaster.
I'm going to go
Northeast.
deep on Taylor later, but we said we're starting off with Alessandra.
Do we got Max's
We'll come
Internet
back.
Corner coming up?
No.
No, we're gonna. There's plenty to unpack with Taylor, but Alessandra.
Alessandra. Okay.
Break it down
So,
for me.
Chris, where's Alessandra from?
Who cares?
Alessandra? I have no idea.
Nobody knows.
Rob, you're the person that's supposed to know these things.
All right, I'll look it up.
It doesn't matter. Anyway,
It
Alessandra,
really doesn't matter.
She shows up. Each of these people, there's 8 people total, go into 4 rooms. This girl's bags are over both her bed and the other person's bed in this fucking room. It is like something out of a movie. You see somebody like, oh my god, I went on a shopping spree type shit. It's like that, but in real life.
Is she the one the winter fashion person?
Yeah,
Definitely.
She
So
loves winter fashion.
So she dresses based on her mood, like George Costanza.
Sure.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
My mood is winter.
And my style is fashion.
However, she forgot to pack winter boots.
That's the
Unbelievable.
most ridiculous thing.
she's got like 30 bags. Doesn't have one pair of winter boots.
I'm like one.
She's like, I can't wear these boots. Like they're gonna get messed up in the snow.
Which like if you're gonna go on in this winter ski mountain thing, like why would you not have winter boots? It's insane.
Yeah, I think she also doesn't ski or snowboard, so she's just here to get a hot cocoa in the lodge and hit on
Yeah.
hot guys. I think.
Hey man,
I-
I'm all about that.
I would love to understand a little bit more about how they did the casting for this show, because it seemed like multiple people on the show were surprised about the situation that they encountered when they arrived. Like that girl.
Yeah, how do you end up in a
like-
winter cabin on like a snowboard resort
Yeah.
without fucking winter boots?
Yeah, it's like that girl somehow didn't know to pack winter boots. That one guy was like, I don't know, I thought I was just
What-
going to be in a house with a bunch of pro
Which one
snowboarders.
did not have any winter boots?
Alessandra.
Alessandra with her 18.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
what's
talking
so
about.
crazy
Man,
about it.
while-
Winter fashion. Loves it. Didn't bring any boots. What are you doing?
couldn't go. She can't go in the snow. That like at all.
So what'd she do to deal with the fact she couldn't go in the snow?
Oh man, she
Garbage
put
bags.
garbage bags around other boots. Like she had boots, just not winter boots.
She couldn't get those boots in the snow because they were her favorite boots that aren't winterized.
I mean, I will say this: that's a good solution.
It was
If
a
you
good.
have nothing,
well, it's an
it's a good
okay
solution.
solution.
The better solution is go to the store and buy some fucking boots. You
just
idiot.
bring them on the show with you.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Man.
what if like the casting call for the show wasn't like you're gonna go hang out on a mountain, but it's like, do you want to hang out with some fun, sexy people?
it definitely feels like this was like a mashup of like a couple of different casting calls for some things. I don't know.
I can see
it seemed
that.
a little.
Like that snowboarder knew what he was coming into.
Oh yeah,
We
No,
can
no.
transition to this.
Well, yeah. So like the
So
the other
Jay-
guy,
What was his name?
Jay
TJ.
Brew.
So there's Jay Brew and TJ.
Who are
Those are
very
the
similar.
Snowboard bros.
Very similar, and Jay Brew seemed to think that like he was just gonna be staying in a house with a bunch of like pro snowboarders because he's like from Tahoe, and I guess he's like a big snowboarder guy, is what he says.
Yeah, but he can't.
But,
He
like
he knew he was coming in to snowboard.
Oh, for sure.
he knew he was like he thought that it was gonna be more serious on the snowboard side because he was pissed when he knew that Alessandra doesn't snowboard at all. He's like, I can't believe I have to stay in a house all winter with someone who doesn't even snowboard. It didn't, like,
What do
make
we even
any-
talk about?
Right. It didn't make any
like,
sense.
how do
Oh,
I
yeah.
connect
Did it-
with anyone that doesn't know how to snowboard?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, weren't they drinking on the first night? Alessandro was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna like tear up the bunny hill."
Yeah.
and Jay Brew responds with, "Don't even say something like that. Why would you ever? Like that's not something
Yeah.
to joke about."
Do you have any idea how lame you sound right now talking about the bunny hill? Like, what do you mean, dude?
Like, whoa, Jay Brew, let's
Take
get
it
back.
easy, Jay Brew.
So let's be real about Jay Brew. Jay Brew is a horrible human being.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, hot take, Rob.
No, he is, dude.
What did Jay Brew do to kind of give you a hot take there?
It's just every single thing he says. He's just this huge asshole who's like, you got to be all about snowboarding and you got to be on my level about snowboarding. And if not, I think you're a worthless person. And that's just a terrible thing. And the next time, this season on was basically just half of it was just him being an asshole to everybody.
It's a Jay
Oh, yeah.
Brew highlight reel.
What do you think Jay Brew's real name is?
That's
John,
a great question.
do you know?
I do know because I was trying to find out hometowns, which I could not find, but I found his real name.
All right, so here's what I think. I
Joshua.
think his original like J name really sucks. Maybe something as shitty as Jeremiah. So I'm gonna say it's Jeremiah Brewster.
I'm gonna go with Jeffrey.
I'm going with Joshua.
Jeffrey Brewster.
Jeffrey, are you serious?
I'm serious.
What?
Jeffrey Brewster.
So Harrison and Max combined had the right name.
Good
So-
job.
Killing it.
Hey.
I forget who it was, but who shows up with their mom?
Teej.
That was TJ.
I knew it was a snowboard bro, but I didn't remember who it was.
You can't have an MTV show without a TJ.
So the interesting thing about Jay Brew and Teej is they're both snowboard bros and they look very similar.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable when they're standing next to each other talking to each other. It's
I took some notes during the show and I wrote TJ is a tool, but he's chill, he's balanced. J Brew needs to chill out.
J Brew, don't call him a bitch either.
Definitely.
Oh man. Don't
He got
respond as
real-
strong.
don't ever
pissed
call
off.
me a bitch.
So like with this show, Florida Shore and the Jersey Shore to an extent, they always have these people. They always get these people that are just bad drunks.
Oh, there
That-
are some
so
bad
just
jokes
like,
on this one.
When you just get angry and want to fight people,
Yep.
you're just a bad drunk. That's just flat out what it means. And I don't know if they're picking these people on purpose.
Yep.
But in your audition video, Are you gonna like advertise the fact that you get drunk and angry and you want to fight everyone all the
I
time?
think if you want to
Maybe.
get on the show, maybe.
I
I
mean,
feel like you just like the people that they're attracted to. This kind of thing just end up being angry drunks.
maybe like once you get past like the submitting a tape phase and like they bring some people in, maybe the audition is just a club night and they just see what happens and then they just pick the
But
best
I
ones.
I get that it is somewhat entertaining that you get like angry drunk, but I also I really don't like it.
It's definitely not as
Yeah.
comfortable to watch. Like
I don't
puts
need it
you,
to be
like,
comfortable to watch.
It's
I
just
just
like it's just you're not fun to
I
watch.
just think
Right.
that person's a dick, and then
Right.
I don't want to watch it. Like
Right.
I'm probably in the minority at that point, but
As a fun drunk, I would much rather watch a bunch of fun drunks than a mean drunk.
I second that.
Yeah.
like it just like I watch these shows because like want to know about these 8 interesting people, and like I don't mind the drama, but I do mind when there's just like nonsensical drama. You acting like it just angry
Yeah.
drunks just exponentially make that worse.
Oh yeah, he really laid into a lot of people right pretty early out of the gate on that opening.
That was
night.
Shenanigans 1.
Shenanigans won. Yeah, and TJ was trying to calm him down. He got pissed at TJ.
Yeah,
was
because he called him a bitch.
Like not even intentionally. He's just like, "Yo, man, don't be a bitch." And he's like, "Don't ever call me a bitch."
that really,
That really ticked him off.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's Snowboard Bros. Who are the other two guys? So we got Mark and Sheen are the other two gentlemen in the
Yeah.
house. Supposed to seem a little bit older, maybe like a year or two older than these guys. They definitely look a little bit older, a bit bigger.
I don't know. They're definitely Mark
seem more
especially
mature.
is a large gentleman.
He definitely doing some steroids.
Yeah, he's
It seems
juicing.
likely.
He might be juicing.
But yeah, they both seem a little more mature.
They seem a little more reasonable, but
Yeah.
like still having they're still pretty drunk, having fun and
Oh,
doing
yeah.
whatever. Well,
The
Sheen.
The Snowboard Bros weren't setting a high bar for maturity.
That's
To be
true.
fair,
Yeah, Mark cleared that low bar pretty easily.
Oh yeah, but was it the first night that Sheen? was
Shenanigans
like,
1.
Shenanigans
is,
1 or Shenanigans 2?
Shenanigans 1 was Sheen and
Oh, I've got
Carissa, I think.
I have a great quote from Sheen.
About Carissa?
I thought it was about Taylor.
So while Chris looking up
Yeah.
that quote, I think we should call out that tonight on the pod we have special beverages that we're
Oh, yeah.
taking part in.
We're all a little juiced up, one might say.
So in honor of last week's episode, we watched Queer Eye, and Tom, who was the featured guy in episode 1, was a big fan of the Redneck Margarita, which is tequila and Mountain Dew. So in honor of Tom, we are all partaking in some Redneck Margaritas tonight.
Diet redneck margaritas.
We went for the Diet Mountain Dew.
I feel like that's probably the redneck margarita like staple though, right? Like Diet Dew and tequila.
I'm pretty sure they showed the Mountain Dew and tequila at some point, and I don't remember it being diet.
We
Yeah.
did debate, was diet more or less redneck, and I don't know if there's a clear answer to that.
I think you should watch our Facebook live stream.
oh yeah.
To find out.
Tell us more about that, Chris.
That's
You
about
should
it.
that's it.
Hey,
Facebook.com/.
Good sell,
Put This
good
On.
sell. Thank
Yeah.
you, James.
if you want to see us making some redneck margaritas, check that out. If you want to get some more of our Facebook live broadcasts, just like us on Facebook.
I'm pretty sure.
So
we
hit
are
that-
drinking
hit
them out
that-
of
hit that
mugs
like
too.
button.
We got the authentic mugs going.
Large mugs,
Especially
mugs.
Harrison with the large
He's got the
Pirates
extra
of the
large.
Caribbean mug.
novelty Pirates of the Caribbean mug. Very
Frosted
nice
mug too, out of the freezer.
Yeah,
Tom
Oh,
would
yeah.
definitely approve. So that's facebook.com/who put this on.
All right, so I have a quote from Shenanigans 1 from Sheen.
Hit
Was
me up.
Sheen the one that said about the 30 rack?
No, that was Mark.
That was Mark.
All right, I feel like we got to bring this
It's-
quote up.
so-
This is the first quote I have
It
written
is. So
down.
it's both about people we've introduced. So it's about Taylor, the Northern California girl, and Mark.
Did we introduce Taylor?
We haven't talked much
We haven't
about
talked about
Taylor.
her in detail, but like
Maybe
we
we
talked
can-
a little
we
bit.
can-
We know her existence.
We can transition maybe
Well,
to
and
Taylor.
maybe it's a good point. Yeah. So Mark responds.
Yeah, so they're having a conversation with Sheen, I believe. He says she's cute, huge boobs, already talking about sex. If this girl came with a 30 rack, I'd marry her.
You also
Solid
missed that
words.
he said she's the perfect roommate.
the perfect roommate.
I missed
Was that about Taylor? I thought this was about Carissa.
This is about Carissa.
Carissa
definitely about
and her
Carissa.
Yeah.
very huge boobs.
Yeah.
Yep,
that
for
are
sure.
always out?
Always.
Oh man.
She's like, I don't know. Like, it just seems like, I've never had anybody say that they didn't like him. Like, she's just saying things like that.
So Carissa's boobs are such that they tricked Max into thinking she had a push-up bra on, but it doesn't seem like she did.
There is a point in, I think, Shenanigans 1 where they're playing a drinking game.
Mm-hmm.
Who came up with the drinking game? Was it Taylor?
Taylor.
So Taylor, and they're just like trading clothes. So like everyone's pretty much just topless.
It's that counting game. What's the counting game? You go around in a circle.
Yeah, everyone calls
do
it something
with the-
different.
Yeah, so whatever that game is where you increase the number and have to do something, then they swap an article of clothing.
If you count up to 21, the person
Make a
that counts
rule.
to 21 gets to make a rule.
It wasn't clear if the clothing was part of the drinking game or they just decided, while we're playing this drinking game, let's also trade
Well,
clothes.
so
I thought it
they
was every time they lost, like every time somebody fucked up, they had to trade articles of clothing.
That's what it seemed like, but then there was a point where like somebody said 14 and they were like, "Oh, now everyone's got to rotate clothes." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
It just seems like a rule somebody made was like on 14, you have to rotate clothes clockwise or something.
Oh, I see.
Could have been. And then that's why like the next person had no idea what the number was anymore because everyone just is changing clothes.
Yeah. So that game is like the further it goes along, the more rules. Like
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that entertaining. I don't think. It actually kind of be entertaining to watch them play it, but like not with this kind of show.
But then what happened during that game, though? Should we talk about that?
Well, we haven't introduced the rest of the ladies yet.
That is true.
So we've got Taylor.
Tell us more about Taylor.
I don't really remember who Taylor is.
Taylor's from California. She's the
Lives in
only one
California.
who's not from kind of the Northeast.
Right. A little bit on the taller side, blonde hair. Seems pretty attractive.
So she's just broken up with her boyfriend
That's true.
because her
Yeah.
boyfriend wanted to move to Florida. Was that it?
Her
She
boyfriend has a
moved
job
to
in Florida and has moved there and wants her to move out there with him.
But
And
she'd have
also-
to quit school to do that.
She would.
Yeah, fuck that.
She wants to finish school, but the boyfriend's like, "Don't worry about it. Just quit school. I'll take care of you."
And that never goes bad.
No.
Never.
She did say it sounded nice, but probably can't be something to count on.
So good for Taylor.
Well done.
So-
I want
go
to
ahead,
discuss
Max.
a piece of Taylor. Her name is Taylor.
I was gonna say, like, for some reason on the show, everyone calls her Taylor, but when they put her name up on the screen, it definitely says Taylor.
Is that just
T-
the California way to spell Taylor?
TAYLAR.
Anything's possible. Live your dream.
So Taylor and Mark are getting a little close,
Oh yeah.
especially during Shenanigans 2.
Oh yeah, they are.
Club night,
Man,
aka Club night.
I can't believe Mark is just really going after Taylor like pretty well like all night. Spent a lot of time with her, giving her a lot of attention, telling her how like gorgeous she is and all this, and she's like not super confident and all that.
Whoa. I think it's completely reasonable to be like, wow, you're super into me. That's great. Let's hang out for a week first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying Taylor is reasonable?
Taylor is reasonable.
Sure, it's not where I was going with the story. So it was actually Mark who gets back at the house and has no idea what to do about the situation. He's like, I'm really feeling this girl. He's talking to his roommate. He's like, what do I do? And just totally freaking out and has no idea. And so the best thing he can come up with is to go in her room in the middle of the night and just be like, yo, guys, sleep in your bed? And she's like, no.
That was pretty close to how he said it.
Yeah, see? I worked
Can
on
I
it.
sleep in your bed?
So totally reasonable on Taylor.
Yeah.
But Mark really didn't seem like he had it going. Really overstressing the situation, it seemed
Agreed.
Okay.
I mean, Mark has like a 12-pack of some sorts, I think.
And for some reason he thinks he can't get with Taylor.
Yeah.
His upper body is gigantic. Like, it is insane how big his chest.
It's just I don't know how big it
I don't know
is.
how it happens.
It's very well defined. He's not like The Rock big. He's just well defined.
He looks like an upside down triangle. Just gigantic.
Did you skip leg day?
Yeah.
His legs definitely don't look big enough for how like
No.
toned and
He's
big
only
his-
working those glamour muscles for sure.
All right, so we've got two girls we haven't introduced yet. Cassandra,
Cassandra.
Yeah. I don't know much about her.
She's got
Wait,
the
Carissa.
Carissa. Yeah, so I was like, that's not right.
yeah, you
but I
keep
was waiting for
getting
people.
The Alessandra.
Alessandra and Carissa are
Yeah,
getting their
yeah.
names fused together.
I don't remember much about Carissa.
Is she the one that has the hair extensions?
Oh, that might be.
That's Alessandra for sure.
That's also Alessandra?
Yeah.
So Alessandra has the bags.
she's having a
and the
horrible day.
extensions?
She had the extensions. She had the
Oh.
cops come on her. She had the.
Well, we didn't talk
the-
about
she had
that
the no
either.
boots situation. She's like all the bad things are happening to her right now.
So she's getting all the screenshots.
She also
Yeah.
is the one J. Brew is just hating on. 'Cause
Oh,
she's all
yeah.
going on the bunny hill.
J. Brew is not a friend.
So nothing real. She's the snowboarder.
Carissa is the one who we talked about her boobs already.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
That's
and
her
then-
defining feature so far.
Oh, she's the boob girl. Okay. And then Jillian. What's the deal with
Jillian.
her? I don't. Jillian, she
Jillian's
did a
been
couple
kind of
things.
in the background.
She's the snowboarder, though, right?
She is the snowboarder.
So as we learned from Floribama, if you're in the background in episode 1, that means you're probably going to come into play later. Like, you're not going to just be doing nothing.
Maybe. Who knows? But generally, yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone in Floribama Shore was like backgrounded. Like, who's in the challenge? This like somebody in the challenge showed up this week that I had no idea they were still in.
Leroy?
Not Leroy.
Oh.
The person that's in
Devin?
the elimination.
Devin.
Devin.
Yeah, I'm like, he's still in. Who's that?
Who the hell? Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe. You know, you can't introduce everyone that well in the first episode.
Yeah.
So popular things that happen in Shenanigans 1. The cops show up.
Oh, I hated that
It's
segment.
in the middle of their strip drinking game. Like everybody's half naked basically, and then
Except, so J. Brew's already gone to bed because he's so belligerently drunk. He just has to go to bed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think he was put
Jay
to
Brew's
bed.
napping.
Yeah, Tej put him to bed.
Yeah, he's like, you're going to sleep. Drink some water.
Don't quit. He's Teej. Teej doesn't like quitters.
And here come the cops walking in the room, and they're just like, where's Alessandra? Is there anyone here named Alessandra? And she's like, I'm over here. And there's like, we need to talk to you.
First of all, the cops knock. No one hears or answers, and so they just walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the cops just wanted to find out if Alessandra's okay, because the mom called the cops.
Mom
the
called the
worst.
police.
Mom called the police because she didn't call her and to let her know she made it to the house okay. Like,
This conversation was golden, though.
this was
it was
stupid.
like,
This was so stupid.
but the mom was like, "You better not be drinking. You know, it's co-ed. I don't want you. You better make it to church."
It's like, I told you I was going on this MTV television reality show.
Did she
what do
tell
you
her
think's
that?
gonna happen?
Did she tell her that?
I don't
though?
know if she did.
I feel like she didn't.
She is not going to be happy when she sees this show.
I don't
at
think she
all.
did.
Def- oh my god.
This
I
is the
can't believe the
opposite
mom
of
called
the
the
100
cops.
gas scary situation.
Well, she also said like, "Yo, no one does cell service on Hunter Mountain." Not true. Absolutely not.
She must have told her where she was going because the cops knew what a house to go to find her.
But she didn't tell her that she was going on a reality show
she's gave her
where
the
she
address?
doesn't have her phone.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
That's-
it's just like, I'm calling your phone. You're not answering. I'm calling the cops.
And she's like,
'Cause-
this is the address she gave me.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, so they made because they take their phones away.
Yeah.
But they made her say that like, oh, no one has good cell reception on Hunter Mountain.
Yeah, she said
I'm
that.
just putting that together.
So good.
But quick pop quiz: does people know where Hunter Mountain is?
I think it's in New York.
Where in New York?
Upstate New York.
I have no idea.
Virginia.
It doesn't look like a great snow
Vermont.
resort, to be honest.
Vermont, probably.
You got any guess, Harrison?
I'm going to say upstate New York.
It's in New York. It's sort of close to Albany versus other parts of New York.
Okay.
So does that count as upstate?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, if it's not New York or Long Island, it's upstate.
All right, I didn't know
you
if that
could-
was the
you
rule.
could be by Erie. I wouldn't call that upstate.
That's 100% upstate. If
Alright,
it's
whatever.
If,
It's not
if-
the
if
city,
the rule
it's
is if it's
upstate.
not New York or Long Island, it's upstate. It definitely counts as upstate. And
I always
trust
thought
Max's-
upstate was near like Buffalo.
Dude, all of it's upstate.
It doesn't
So
matter
just
where
like
in New York it is.
it's just like upstate New York is everywhere.
If it's the part of New York,
Just like-
How are you not getting
okay,
it?
Chris.
If it's not
here's
the
the
city
rule.
or Long
If
Island,
it's the
it's
part of
upstate.
New York where you have to say, "Oh, what part of New York?" It's upstate.
Right. It's not the city of
Yeah,
Long
I'm just
Island.
thinking technically up, but you're just thinking that you're like out. Whatever.
This is a cultural classification.
Like if we're talking about up, it's literally north of New York City.
Yeah. That's good. Then I guess the second part of Shenanigans 1 was the hot tub incident.
They
Oh,
did have a
yes.
segment that we are. a
That
fan
wasn't
of.
really much of an incident.
Hot tub and brews.
Was.
Oh, that was that sucked.
So Alessandra has these hair extensions, and they have some talk about
She loves her hair extensions.
They're
Yes.
a big part of her life.
and she talks about how they can't get wet, but she doesn't want to be a party pooper because the other 7 people are in this giant hot tub.
She doesn't want to be the only girl not in a hot tub, Chris.
I guess she describes like I don't want to be that girl not going in the hot tub because of the hair extensions.
She wants to be a good wing woman,
Mm.
as she also says.
To who?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have to assume is Taylor the other one that didn't go snowboarding?
No,
Skiing?
she went snowboarding. I think.
There's 2 girls that didn't go snowboarding.
I think it was Jillian,
No,
It
Jillian
was-
was
No.
snowboarding.
Jillian definitely went.
Cassandra.
I think it was
No,
Carissa.
Carissa.
There
You
is
got
no-
saying now,
Alessandra.
Chris.
There's no
Damn it.
Cassandra on the
It's
show.
Alessandra for sure. And
Yeah.
So if we want to
Carissa.
say Cassandra didn't go snowboarding because it's Carissa and
yeah,
Alessandra,
I think it's the
that it's
Cassandra
accurate.
team is the non-snowboarding team.
Yeah, so
then
that's
you got Taylor
That's the wing
and
woman
Jillian.
pair right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're the equivalent of the J Bros that don't like. They're the opposite of the J Bros.
yeah.
You got
both have a
TJ
J in their
and J
name.
Brew. They both got J's.
Oh yeah.
So Alessandra does worry about her hair extensions getting wet. She's gonna go in the hot tub to be a good sport and try to make sure they don't get wet.
And they make it seem like in the editing that Jay Brow, whatever, jumps into the hot tub and gets everyone soaked.
Yes,
I don't know how they make it seem like that. That's just what happened, I think.
I don't know.
So like
He definitely
Like, jumps in there,
but
but I
I
don't understand how
belly
they
flops himself into a hot tub.
was
which
it
is,
J Brew or TJ?
I thought it
Who
might have been
knows?
TJ.
It was.
It was
they're
one of the J Bros.
indistinguishable.
a J bro?
A J Bro belly flopped in a hot tub.
T-Brow? It's
Dude, I
T-Bro?
think they're doing that belly flop move like all the time in this hot tub, which looks very dangerous and always looks like they're about to knock themselves
There's
out.
7
Yeah.
other people in the hot tub, all drinking beers and various drinks, and they're just full on
I
belly
just don't
flopping.
understand how that gets your hair as soaked as it was.
She got
Those
she got
extensions can't
unlucky.
get wet at all, Chris. If they get wet, they have to be immediately shampooed and brushed dry,
Yeah,
as
I
we've
get it.
now learned.
I wasn't aware that's what happened when hair extensions get wet, but it was
Hair
it was,
extensions
very-
seem
it was
like
quite the process.
a
It was
nightmare
pretty
to deal with.
gross.
Yeah.
It didn't, yeah.
I saw them dealing with that. I'm like, I can't believe that anyone has hair extensions.
I
Like,
can't believe other people helped her deal with that.
it's crazy.
Just like
Man, you got the whole hair extension problem.
Should she have just ditched the hair extensions?
Yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah.
But does
It's
that
like-
ruin her like the vibe she's putting out into the world?
No.
I also feel like I've definitely been in a hot tub before and not gotten my hair wet. So, I mean, you don't have a lot of hair nor hair extensions.
So do you
like-
do you keep the beard dry? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, the beard station.
No,
The
Chris.
beard
This
stays dry?
was
Okay.
this only happened after the belly flop.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just saying it would be reasonable to assume that you weren't going to get your hair wet.
Yes.
For sure.
sure.
Not with this crew.
Yeah.
This
Oh.
crew, I can't believe.
Now with
Oh my
Snowboard
God.
Bros.
J Bros.
I can't
like
believe
J
nobody
Bros.
got
Bros.
seriously injured in Shenanigans 1. Just like from just drunken falling down. Like those like the J Bros were trying to ride that tandem bicycle through the snow. They were definitely falling over a lot. I can't like
Well, so the J Bros definitely like those adrenaline rushes
Oh,
about
yeah.
doing something really dangerous.
oh yeah.
Usually, it's just like they're all about just doing the dumbest possible thing
Like,
with what's available to them.
if you've ever seen Harold and Kumar, when the bros are all about extreme and like extreme
Yeah.
kayaking, these are the same people
oh yeah.
oh yeah.
that are parodied in that movie.
Man. Whew,
Uh,
okay, Shenanigans 1.
Does anyone
That's-
have
I
anything
think
they
that
want to
really
say about
covers the night.
Shenanigans 1?
No.
Shane tried to pull a crazy move
Oh,
where
we
he acted real
definitely
drunk.
have. Yeah, we definitely need to talk about that.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! The pasta.
Because this has part of Shenanigans 2 quote is definitely part of this.
Okay,
Is,
somebody give it to us.
Yeah, so Sheen decides that he's going to get real drunk, as they all did, but he got a little too drunk maybe.
Maybe.
And he was hitting on, I don't know which girl he was hitting on.
Carissa.
Carissa.
Yeah.
He
Carissa
talked about
Sandra.
how it's hard to focus on Chris's face when you're talking to her.
That's true.
So at some point, it's like they're drinking. Some people are going to sleep, whatever. And then he's like, right now is when I'm gonna make my move, is what he says, like in his testimonial. And then some things happen.
Yeah, they do. It seems like they do a shot,
Dude,
and then
he looked fucking hammered. That was some phenomenal acting. If he was not totally smashed,
His face looked like he was drunk. He definitely looked like he was drunk.
Like it was perfectly like tuned out. It was amazing.
yeah, like it was red.
He
His
looked-
eyes were puffy and bulging, and like
he looked real drunk. So the girls that were still awake decided to give him water, decided to feed him pasta, like literally feed him pasta.
and he's just sitting there looking like completely out
Yeah,
of it.
he looks blackout.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
yeah, he
and
did.
then
I did like Alessandra's quote of, "I'm Italian, so I know pasta fixes everything."
it might be true. Who knows?
I'm sure the pasta couldn't have hurt in this.
Then they put Sheen down on the futon in the living room with just a bowl next to him, just in case he needs to throw up. You know, throw up's not going to go everywhere when you throw up in that bowl.
Yeah. Plus, like you got all that pasta in that bowl, and then you can just eat it again.
Oh my god! What the fuck is wrong with you? It's so gross. No. Max Lar, what do you? Oh my god! Oh, that is the worst visual.
And then he gets as
I'm
they
not gonna-
as they go away, he says something. What does he say? Does anyone remember the exact quote?
I thought it was,
She has the hots for me.
so into me, or she's the hot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically, like
making
they
it
walk
seem-
out, and immediately his face looks fine, and he's like, "She's so into me."
Yeah, he looks dead sober.
Yeah.
So
No. He don't, like we rewound it. I made sure like what I thought might have happened is they like producers just filmed that the next day, but definitely he still looks like his eyes are all puffy and it looks like the same night. So it's like, was he?
I'm sure he was a
Faking
little
it the whole-
drunk. I just don't know. If
He was definitely
totally blacked
drunk.
out.
But was he playing up? A bit?
I think he was absolutely, at the very least, he was hamming it up, at the very least, if not completely faking it.
Do you think that that's his move? Like, is that like a move he's pulled in the past?
I think
Playing
it's
the like Back to the Future wounded.
based on
like,
what
person?
based on the way that this guy acts and talks about hooking up with girls. I think this is one of the tools in his box, I would say.
Is this a Barney from How I Met Your Mother move? Like, is this part of the playbook?
Yeah.
I'm more honest. Like, what would Mystery think of this move?
I think there's not enough negging for.
Because like making yourself seem like a drunken idiot, is that the best way
No.
to make yourself seem
Mystery
attractive?
way is more about attracting the people as being like a alpha male. This is not an alpha male move.
Definitely not.
Would being super drunk be considered peacocking?
No. Peacocking is when you wear. Well, I mean, you do crazy things. I feel like the J Bros are peacocking more than anyone else.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, they're just being pretty alpha-y about, oh, look at all this crazy shit I can do and not get hurt.
That's true.
Whereas, like, being fed by a woman, I mean, like, that's not very alpha male.
Fair. So I got a question about Sheen. Did anyone else get a Jake Johnson vibe from Sheen?
Oh man.
I
Who's
don't know
Jake
who
Johnson?
Jake Johnson is.
You might know Jake Johnson from the show New Girl or the movie Jurassic World.
Jake Johnson.
A little bit. A little
Little
bit.
bit.
Yeah.
Took me most of the show to figure
Now
out
that you
what I
mention
was-
it, a little bit.
I've been told I look like this guy before.
I see it. I see it.
I don't agree, but yeah.
I don't know who this Jake Johnson guy is, but I don't know that Max looks like Sheen, so I'm very confused by what's
I
happening.
don't.
So I don't fail to see the
Sheen is far enough away from Jake Johnson that like it's kind of
That
it's,
is
it doesn't
like-
like he doesn't look enough
So I
like
got
Sheen,
no
but he looks
confidence
like
in
Jake.
this. Okay. I don't know what to make of this
All
at all
right,
now.
so we want to talk about daytime one. Is there
Sure.
anything that
This guy.
really
Oh, yeah.
happens?
Well, Jay Brew wakes up at 8:30 in the morning and calls the mountain.
No, that's daytime two.
That's day 2.
Yeah,
That's day 3.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, it's day 2. It's after the first night. It's the day after the first night.
yeah,
day
that
2.
or when they called them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about when they woke everyone up at 8:30.
No, I just know Jay.
No,
Brew
whatever.
wake
So
up,
he calls them out to
he's
see
like,
if they're
whatever, yeah.
open, and they're not open.
That was just like the start of the day. He's like, I came here to board.
He was pissed.
He was pissed. Let's go drinking. And then they built
didn't,
the park.
They didn't go drinking. They built like a
Right.
thing.
They were definitely drinking while they were doing that. What are you talking
They're
about?
drunk all the time in this show. Like,
But why wouldn't you be drunk?
Because there's nothing else to do. You have to be drunk.
Like they're like
It's winter break.
literally
You got
imagine
nothing.
imagine if there was a blizzard while they're filming this show. How crazy these people would be.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be crazy in general after a couple of weeks. But imagine
What do
if
we after a couple of weeks? They were crazy night 1.
were they crazier than Floribama? Sure, they won.
Nobody peed on anything. So there's that.
True.
This,
That we
less
saw.
peeing
That we
overall.
saw.
No one was peeing their names
Although
outside.
the Sizzler
yeah.
definitely made it look like there was going to be some no pants on and some kind of situations happening again.
Lot of
This
nudity.
show had like the best possible intro. They had this great sizzle video. It's like just like moment after moment of crazy shit happening, and then it's just
then it's just Jay
It's
Brew.
just Jay Brew just going. We've only been here for 5 days. It's like,
I didn't see that happening though. The rate the show's going.
Honestly, I didn't really like the next time's on. Like, as I
Yeah.
said, I don't like angry drunks, and
Yeah.
it seemed like every clip was just about somebody being angry and drunk. I'm just like, I like them being drunk. I just don't like them being angry drunk.
yeah.
But TJ's got some demons and he tries to be happy. So we'll see if he can keep it going.
Yeah, TJ has a bunch of tattoos.
He
and
does.
He's in the military.
He's got a very, very intense collarbone tattoo.
What does that tattoo say?
It's
I
like
think-
names of his friends who died.
That's
No,
not what it is.
no, it
It
was
says
like a
no.
specific-
it says no.
says no sacrifice, no victory
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was in honor of his friend that died.
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
army.
Yeah.
Army friend that died. Yeah. Then things got a little serious there with him and Taylor.
So,
where he kind of shared the news.
As we talk about,
I have a question about that. Actually,
Yeah.
no. Go ahead, Chris.
as we
Sorry.
talk about Sheen's move, is the oh man, the military's so tough. Is that a move
Uh-huh.
by Mr. Tej?
Right? Is he just using that?
Certainly, it's possible. It's certainly possible.
Do you think he's seen like?
I would.
What do you think? He's definitely not making. He's definitely like low rank army when he was in, at
Well,
the minimum.
he seems super young too, so like he
Yeah.
can't have been in for like.
like he
too
wasn't
long,
in
but
like the
yeah.
Iraq campaign, so it's like
I have no idea.
So,
I have
like-
no idea what he was doing in the
He
army.
could have.
I have no idea this dude's military history. I'm not going to make any judgments on it.
Yeah.
For all I know, things were terrible for him. So I have no quorum to say anything about what his service was.
Yeah.
that's fair. That's
Chris, I think it's a little bit of both. I think like he is really serious about his time in the military, but he sort of knows on some level he can maybe use that to get a little pootie tang.
fair.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, Taylor seems like she was pretty comforting in that situation overall. So good for her. And there was one other girl that was kind of digging it, but it wasn't. It was somebody else that
I don't know.
I forget. Anyways, one of the girls seems kind of into that. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
So then night 2 is club night.
Oh yeah, it is.
And there's a great quote by Sheen that I've been talking about is last night I was wasted and drowning in pasta. Tonight I'm drowning in pussy.
Amazing.
Which they seemingly dubbed over with women.
They definitely ADR'd it. It's like. And tonight I'm drowning in women.
Well, I thought it was another P word of some sort.
no.
That's what they.
I thought it was like partying or something.
No. They said women.
Women.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I did not catch that.
I'm not sure why they didn't just bleep it. Like it's like they
Yeah.
usually would just bleep it.
Maybe they just wanted to seem like because Max didn't notice, so there's probably a bunch of people that didn't notice.
Yeah, probably.
That
Was
must be why.
was Sheen the one that made clear for verbal consent before he got that girl to kiss him?
Yes.
I think that was Mark, wasn't
Oh,
it?
it might have.
Oh, then that was Mark.
That was Mark and Taylor.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the actual couple they focused on a lot. in
MTV
Club
seems
Night.
really pro
And-
consent now.
And Sheen found some Hunter Mountain rando, and he was kissing her a whole bunch.
oh yeah, 3 hours of making
3
out
hours.
and got nothing.
And then he
so
went
guess
for
he's whacking
and
it
then he
tonight,
went for like
said.
a boob grab, and then she's like, "Get away from me, you Like you sleaze bag and then
I
it
don't
was
think it's
over.
because he went for a boob grab. I think
That's what it seemed
I
like.
think Hunter Mountain Crew was rolling out, and he's
Oh,
like,
I don't
"Let's
know.
go," and she's like, "No, I'm staying here."
It seemed like he was
Ooh.
making some kind of move. I don't know.
It was
definitely
edited
went for boob grab.
like it was what Rob said, but I don't know what the actual
Like
situation.
the way they edited it definitely makes it seem like everyone was leaving, and he's like, "You should come with me," and she's like, "I'm staying here."
There was a shot of him grabbing boob though.
There was definitely a shot of him trying to grab
so
the boob.
And
I
that-
don't know how
Like
they edited it
that was
together.
also
Both
involved.
things happened. We don't know.
The
in what's-
timeline is
yeah.
unclear.
Right.
So, do you think this is the only club they'll go to this whole season?
There's only one club in Hunter
like
Mountain.
like more club nights, but the same club.
yeah.
It's not like Floribama where they're gonna get kicked out of every one and they gotta go to a new one every night.
Oh, there's got to be a Dollar Drafts pub somewhere that these guys are gonna go
Gotta
to.
get that dollar drafts.
Think they'll have a
Dude.
big club night in Albany.
Oh,
You know what kind of people go to Dollar Draft nights? It's like, yeah, the people that are on
Yeah,
the
you
show.
are the person that gets the dollar draft nights.
Oh man.
Oh,
What was I
So,
can't
is there anything to say
remember
about
that.
Mark and Taylor kind of getting closer at club night?
well, we talked about the awkward moment
Yes,
with the bed already. So
Totally
like,
flopped. on
that was the end game of that.
It seems like they're digging each other in the next times and all that, so I'm sure that'll be a ongoing romance story.
nothing really else happened on club night. this
Yeah,
time.
other than Mark Taylor and Sheen, we didn't see much from club night.
You think the J Bros even got in, or they just
we saw
immediately get
J
kicked
Brew
out?
fall down a flight of stairs,
Oh,
but
yeah.
That was it.
He kind of handled it well, so it wasn't that exciting.
Oh, who brought the shot ski? Was that TJ? I think it was TJ and Mom.
Oh
right?
yeah, that was TJ and Tej Mom.
Yeah, TJ Mom. Yeah, TJ shows up the house with his mom on the opening. That was something.
we talked.
Oh, we did?
Next up
Oh.
on MTV,
Okay.
Teach Mom 2.
There was a nice segment where we thought, second where we thought, is TJ's mom actually on the show?
There was a chant section where 3 dudes were yelling, "Kiss my mom, kiss my mom." That was kind of
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
And then she got a peck on the cheek.
Mhm.
Yep.
There's a quote with that I wrote down for this whole Mark situation. Was he was talking to Sheen, I believe. He was trying to get motivation to go over and make a move. And he said, "It's not an asshole move if you just go for it." And I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
that is not true. Definitely don't do that.
That led to his great advice and him going, "Yo, guys, leave
Yeah.
your bed."
I don't know why he's taking advice from Sheen.
Yeah,
He's not
you-
the right person to be taking advice
Well,
from.
you're in this house. You're one of the guys. You got 3 other guys to get advice from. You got J
Okay.
Brew, you got Tej, and you got Sheen. I think I go Sheen.
No, I mean that's
I
reasonable.
probably go Mark.
No, Mark can't ask Mark.
You
Yeah, I
are
know.
Mark.
Mark doesn't have the
I'm
option
just
to
saying,
ask
I'm
Mark.
going Mark.
You just go look
Yeah.
yourself in the mirror and you're like, "Okay,
You're just
guy,
like,
what do you think?"
I know better than anybody else in this house.
I mean, you could tell him to go for it, but don't say you're not an asshole for doing it.
right.
Yeah.
Like that, you know.
Just got to own being an asshole.
Well, it's like he's implying that would be an asshole move, and I'm not really sure that would be an asshole move the way that the night went. At least what we saw. So I think that's implying that
Right.
you would be an asshole. I feel like there's other situations where if you just went for it, you're definitely an asshole. Like maybe some sort of boob grab situation. I don't know. That you might probably be an asshole.
Yeah,
then.
on the dance floor.
Oh yeah.
Or if that quote inspired Mark to go over and just boob grab, that would be an asshole move.
Yeah, if you
Definitely
just go
don't
for it
just
there,
go
that's
for
not
it,
He's
right?
like-
Like, depends how you want to take that quote and what you do with it.
Like, trust me, man, I make that move all the time. I made that move earlier tonight. Just go for it.
Or want to follow our president here and just do a grab.
Oh,
no.
Mark is taking advice from the guy that was boob grabbing like a couple hours ago. So, man, I don't know.
So like, that's where that stands.
There you go.
J Brew does seem to be very confident about his ability with girls. When it was coming up at the beginning, he's like, don't worry, man, we're gonna be getting chicks all season. Like he was so confident about
J.
it.
Brew-
What is he not confident about?
I haven't seen him like within 10 feet of a girl.
I haven't either.
I feel like he says that, so maybe as like a small confidence boost, but like I feel like nothing's gonna happen with him and a girl this whole season.
It's possible.
He's just like all about snowboarding. It's all he cares about. It's all he wants to do. It's all he'll ever talk about. So like, I just don't think it's gonna happen.
yeah, it's possible.
He's just ignoring it. And then after this shenanigans club night, they go snowboarding. They
Day
wake
three
up at
snowboarding.
8:30.
Finally on the mountain.
They wake up at 8:30. 6 of them go out snowboarding.
Well,
one
some
skier.
are skiing.
Only one
Yeah,
skier.
Sheen is a skier, and there's one girl that's a skier.
Yeah, Jay Brew's not happy there are skiers involved.
Oh yeah, he is pissed there are skiers. He brought nunchucks to ward off the skiers on the
So
mountain.
I think
much-
that was a joke, but I'm not sure.
It's one of those things where you
Yeah.
kind of are joking, but deep down you actually believe it.
He does not like skiers for sure.
It's
He thinks
definitely-
it's-
Anybody who's not a snowboarder.
He thinks it's figure skating, as he called it.
Yeah,
Figure
yeah.
skating all over the mountain.
and
That's
just
right.
spinning all over the mountain. I think was something which I didn't.
It
I
was
still
part of that
kind of
quote.
don't get. Like I don't know that skiers are just spinning around the mountain.
Let me explain to you, James. Jay Brew's a terrible person.
Yeah, that makes more sense now.
And as the other two women, Alessandra and, or as we call them, Cassandra,
You can call them Cassandra as
Cassini
the pair.
and Alessandra.
Wait, what was the first one?
I don't know, that's Cassini. What the fuck is
Cassini, yeah.
I don't remember her name.
Casino.
Carissa.
Carissa. I'm terrible at names. Whatever. They
No,
go
it's
to
all
some sort of bar.
The lodge.
Just go to the ski lodge,
There's some bar.
and they're just planning to try to pick up some guys
and drink hot cocos and yeah,
drink hot cocoa.
That's their plan.
And as the episode ends, we see that Mark gets hurt while he's snowboarding.
Mark? I thought it was
No, well, Mark gets hurt. Like you
Oh,
can
Mark
see on
gets
his
a-
face.
oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
he
he gets a
definitely
small
gets a
thing.
ding on his
Scrape,
face.
yeah.
And then I'm terrible with names. So the one girl gets hurt, and they have to call like the snow patrol.
I'm gonna say Jillian.
I think it was Jillian.
Yeah.
Jillian.
Looks like appears. To
It's
be-
hard to tell when they're snowboarding too.
Yeah.
So like,
It is hard to tell when this
It was not Taylor, so I think it was Jillian. She appears to have injured her wrist in some form
Yeah.
by
So
falling
day
what appeared
one.
to be an icy run.
she says she can't turn her wrist over or something, and then there's a camera shot of ski patrol, but it's unclear how that's edited in. And that's how the
I'm
episode
sure they're
ends.
hamming it up a little bit here.
do you think that ski patrol actually comes?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Maybe.
Could just be like, oh, it's be fine. I'll just snowboard.
I'll ride out.
MTV paid off the Hunter Mountain Ski Patrol. Be like, we need you to come out to some fake emergencies. Like, all right,
Yo, $1 bills.
that's right.
And that was the episode.
What an
Anyone-
episode!
Anyone got anything? Any other highlights you want to bring up?
I think we've covered it pretty
All
good
right,
on that.
James, what's your ranking on this one?
Oh man, I was not.
Well, what
prepared
else
for
you wanna-
Well,
rankings.
before we get to that, we'll
Cool.
give James a second to compose his
Okay,
thoughts.
Let me get my thoughts here.
So every MTV show, you got to ask who would be best on the challenge.
Great question.
J Brew.
Jay Brew.
I don't know. Sheen man. I think Sheen is playing some of that challenge game.
He's got the politics end of it.
I mean,
He's just willing to go for it.
Mark
has
is
the
Mark
looks.
is gigantic. He's a
But-
big dude.
But
The
he's
challenge
seen,
has previously proven that you can be gigantic and lose.
It's definitely true.
Like
Mark Devon seems
See Hunter.
Sheen
Yeah.
kind of reminds me
Hunter
of
Mountain.
Devin a little
They
bit.
gotta get Hunter on the show.
Mark Devon seems like one of these guys who goes to the gym and looks really fit, but then when you put him in a situation where he has to not do a gym kind of thing, he's
Yeah.
not that good.
That's possible.
100%.
I mean, Jay Bruce certainly seems like he's pretty coordinated. And he could probably be pretty good at a bunch of these weird things they make him do in the challenge. He's just constantly just trying to ride tandem bikes and making
But-
jumps out of stuff and whatever.
Here's why Jay Brew cannot be on the
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
Because they're not snowboarding.
Right.
No, sure.
And he's got to be snowboarding.
not a snowboarding challenge.
Also, Jay Brew's political game is about 0.
Oh,
he
yeah.
could
So
be
he-
in summer challenge.
Yeah.
What about the girls though? What do you think on that front?
I don't think I know enough about anyone.
I feel like Carissa could play the politicking game.
Yeah. I mean,
Go on.
Nope, that's all I'm saying.
So I think with the only one we got a good sense of the personality on, I feel like is Taylor.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we really got enough to sort of get a good sense of that.
I think
No,
Taylor
no Carissa
definitely
love?
not good.
Carissa, I feel like we didn't get a good sense of the personality.
Definitely got the boobs for it.
That's,
Carissa
what
could-
Max was implying.
Carissa could be in the mix. Alessandra is not cut out for the challenge at all.
How does winter fashion play on the?
Ooh man, how'd you feel about Under Armour?
All right.
What about
Somebody send
hair?
her some
How many
Under
hair
Armour winter
extensions are
boots.
there in the challenge?
Oh, there might be some people with hair extensions.
I mean, I've seen people try and like rip each other's hair out in the middle of challenges, and I feel like you'd have a real advantage if you had those hair extensions. Because then it's like,
Ooh.
whoa, fake out.
tear away
Pretty
hair.
good.
All right, James, you ready?
I'm ready.
What we got?
All
What do you
right.
got?
So this may be a little unpopular, but I'm gonna just go for it, and
Hit
we
me.
can debate it after. So I'm gonna put it in the top,
Okay.
and here's why. So the show's got a lot going for it. It's
This is surprising no one. Sorry.
Oh,
but-
okay, yeah, sure.
I don't think it's a controversial opinion, to be honest. but-
sorry.
So yeah, so generally I had a lot of fun watching the show for the most part overall. I kind of want to see like if any of the snowboarding stuff kind of goes anywhere, anything happens there. I'm kind of personally interested in that. So like it's interesting there. It's a fun topic. I like the fact that they have a hot tub and they're drinking in the hot tub. It seems like there's some potential for that stuff. The only real dings I'll give it is that like kind of what Chris is alluding around some of the angry drinking. That's the part of the show I don't kind of like, and so for that I'm kind of docking it 2 points. I'm going to give it a 3 overall on the James scale. But yeah, generally I think it was kind of fun to watch with a group of people. It was interesting. It's got the Floribama vibes going for it. It'll be curious to go and see like what happens out of this. And I know after judging the Floribama shore or too early harshly and then later having to up my vote, I think I was going to ultimately have to do the same. So I'm just going to shortcut that and throw it in the top now.
There you go.
There you have it.
All right. I'm going to agree with James on this one. I think it's top
Oh.
third. I think,
Wow.
We're
in the
this
top.
is, I don't really give James
It's in the top.
rankings that much anymore. Probably bottom of the top at this point.
Mhm.
This episode, but definitely could elevate itself as we go. But I won't change it because it's just a top third.
Yeah.
I think again, I always like watching people get really drunk and have fun and become friends. Like that is what I'd want out of most reality shows. Now, I don't like the angry drinking, as I've alluded to, which is probably why it's at the bottom of the top. But I definitely probably gonna watch this whole season. So like,
The whole season he's already in, not even
I'm
just
in.
episode 2. All right.
I'm in. So like,
Oh, buddy.
top third.
Man, nice.
Rob, what do you got?
Well, I'm going the other way. I'm not a fan of these MTV just people get drunk and are annoying shows. I'm putting it in the bottom.
Okay.
That's fine. I mean, I think you, like, I was the only one that put Floribama on the top. I think James,
I upped it
You
later.
upped it, but like, that's just my kind of top third.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fine.
That's fine.
So is it purely? I'm just curious. Is it like the people? Like what are some of the reasons? Like what did you not like so much about the show?
Like Jay Brew is just annoying. Like I don't think it's like, oh, let's fun and watch Jay Brew get super angry and be a terrible person to people. It's like that doesn't sound like a fun show. And like I like the shows that have more of some sort of, end game to them, like whether it's the competition thing where there's something happening, or like, Queer Eye last week, it was kind of fun to see Tom, evolve and things like that. And it's just like, it's just random stuff and it doesn't seem that interesting.
Gotcha.
That's fair. Harrison, where are we
Ooh,
putting
man.
this on?
I'm gonna split the difference on this one, and this is definitely a middle third show for me. Like I think it's promising. Is an interesting group of people. I like the concept. I mean, I feel like we've certainly done this thing before where we go somewhere and rent some house on a mountain. There are some scenes in the show that look a little bit familiar, I think.
Everyone's always shirtless.
Yeah.
I can't say that
It's,
we've ever not gone to a house and been blacked out by 2.
Yeah. So I mean, some of this stuff rings true. So like I'm not 100% sold. So it's gonna be middle third. I'm gonna watch another episode, see how these characters develop in a little bit, and make a call on it. I think.
Max, what do we got? What do you got?
Middle third, top of the middle. I will watch one more episode, maybe 2, give it a shot. If it doesn't improve, then I'm out.
There you go.
It has the bones of something good. I think that the winter formula of the Jersey Shore, Floribama Shore is actually more interesting because you're sort of always going out doing like fun snowboardy shit. There's more chances for injuries. It's a good recipe.
I feel like comparing this directly to Floribama Shore, the people on this show are much more attractive. Like every person is attractive in this show versus There's definitely some like not so attractive people in Floribama Shore. But Floribama Shore, I think, was more intriguing to me because it was all these people from the South.
Sure.
It has like this nice, like just different culture vibe that I was getting from it.
Yeah.
And like this show, J Brew, whatever, like I agree. I don't like him on the show. I don't like angry drunks, and I would wish they wouldn't put them on the show.
What if he has a character arc where he becomes a better person?
Yeah, okay. Sure.
That would be
I'm
amazing.
That's
curious
gonna
to see if
happen.
there's development. I doubt it. Yeah.
Let's see.
I feel like this
if
show
anything, the
generally-
character
yeah.
development in these shows just ends up being they get more drunker and more angrier.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's mostly northeastern like types on the show. No.
I mean, it is.
Like yeah.
Them in Tahoe, basically.
Right. So it's like a certain breed of people in of its own.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
it's
like
not the Southerners.
Whereas like the Floribama Shore, I mean, they were definitely like asshole drunks, and I didn't like them either. But they definitely didn't have that much airtime about it. They were like, "Oh, there's a big fight." It was like 15 minutes, and they moved on. Whereas like this, G Brew was like angry way too often for the first
Oh,
episode.
that's certainly true. He was very angry. We'll
I
see.
mean,
We'll see what that happens.
He did wake up that next day after he was an asshole and apologize, but then he went right back to being an asshole again. So
yeah.
it
Then he
didn't
got
really
drunk
count.
and he was an asshole again.
Yeah,
so
for
like,
sure.
You know, you can't apologize and then just immediately get drunk and be an asshole again.
Like, you get a couple of those. It can't be every time.
yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I think that if you can consistently get drunk and you're like over the age of 21, you should know if you're an asshole when you get drunk, you need to do something about it.
Right.
Like you either need to not get that drunk or just like you just need to fix it. Like you can't just consistently get angry drunk
keep
or be an
doing the
asshole
same.
drunk.
At that
Yeah.
point, you must know it's a problem.
Yeah, like the people around you need to make it seem like you know that it is a problem.
Maybe there'll be some kind of angry drunk intervention on the show.
Maybe that would be nice.
Could happen.
Some sort of queer eye situation.
Oh.
Max,
I want to introduce a new segment to this show.
Ooh.
It's called I Want to Be an MTV Executive.
Yeah.
Each of us pitches one small idea that would make the show better. What do we think? Good idea? Bad idea?
Ooh.
Go
Like
for
it.
it.
I got one to start us off. I think this show and a good twist on the MTV formula at this point is not get 8 randos in a house together. You should get like 2 friend groups of 4 people together. So then you already have like pre-existing like connections, but then maybe you're like super into a guy or girl in the other group, yada yada yada.
So it's Grouper the TV show.
yes.
Oh boy.
I don't. Max, I'm gonna shoot this down because then it's just gonna be like 4 people talking to 4 people and
No.
four people talking to 4 people.
But you gotta design it to make sure that they have to interact
to-
with each other.
Exactly.
So Chris, what
Yeah,
would
but
you-
this
what would you
isn't
build
like the
on it?
the good thing about this show is that it's just fluid. It's just you put 8 people in a house. Here we go. So the producers aren't making shit up,
Okay.
putting
but
them in like situations where they have to interact with people.
Chris,
That's a different show.
consider the humble bachelor party. You're there with your friends, but there's a bunch of other people that you may not know, but you interact with them anyway, and maybe
yeah, I
you
mean,
form
like
connections.
one night I'll get to know that. Like I feel like some people might get to know the other people, some people might not. Like you're just going to be mostly inside jokes and like a bunch of other stuff that just doesn't make good TV, and that's why they don't do it.
Ooh, should there be a reality show about bachelor parties?
Yeah, there definitely should be.
I'm sure there is.
Okay,
There
moving
should-
on.
We should look that up because that'd be a great.
We should get that in the
reality
queue.
show.
I'd watch that.
If it doesn't exist, we're gonna make it.
Yeah. Is that the other idea? Idea number 2?
We just shoot that in
No,
Vegas.
each of us does one idea.
Okay.
I think the show would be better if everyone was naked.
Okay,
Oh,
interesting.
They're not
Uh,
that far off.
Yeah, exactly. Just,
And
you
it
just
looks
cut to
like from
chase.
this season on, that might be what happens.
There's definitely a shot of somebody going down the stairs in a sled naked.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't know. I think it would be an interesting dynamic to have. The house would have to be heated a little more, probably. I don't know.
How are they going to do the close exchange game then?
You don't.
You don't. All right.
That's it. I don't know really if anyone has any other ideas for this. I don't know.
I mean, like the idea that TJ's mom was gonna stay for a second, like I think
Yeah.
that one of these shows where you get a bunch of hot young people like living together just has to throw in like a grandparent somewhere just to see what happens. Like something has to happen.
Don't quote me on this, but I think there might be a show in the queue that is like some people's parents are staying with them in this insane house.
Oh man.
It would be nice to have like some chef, maybe like a chef personality that would help them, like just be more producer like pushes than like
Oh, so you want someone to be like the bartender in Bit?
yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
It's like, hey, so what do you think about so and so?
Push
Kind
the
of
story
stirring the
forward.
pot
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that help with these angry drunks, calm them down a bit.
I like it.
So I'm going to throw out an idea we've had before is there should be a podcast in the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I still do not like confessionals. Like whenever confessionals are on, I don't like it.
So instead of confessionals, just like J. Brews being terrible, and then you cut to
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bunch of people talking about how terrible
I
J.
understand
Brew
why
is.
they're there, and I understand why you need them. And I think that the Terrace House model is way better,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
where they just have the podcast.
I saw a Snapchat this week of somebody watching Terrace House.
That was me.
I know.
Yeah.
What was the occasion?
Well, I'm going to Japan at
Oh,
the end of
shit.
March, so I'm gonna try and watch that Boys and Girls in the City season at Terrace House before I go.
I'm so excited.
I like that.
Yeah.
I need to get ready to be in Japan. I'm going to watch Terrace House.
It's the only exposure I have to Japanese culture. I have to do it.
That's too good.
That and Beyblade.
Yeah, exactly.
Should we go over Beyblade? Because
Nope.
No.
who put that on?
Who did put that on?
Somebody may have put on Bay Wheels.
Oh
Bay
boy.
Wheels brought to you by Beyblade.
Powered
Powered.
by
Excuse me.
Beyblade. Get it right.
Some weird anime out there.
Max, I need you to give me the story of Beyblade.
All right.
The origins of the Beyblade.
This explains in the first episode of Bay Wheels. A star crashes into what I assume is Earth or some Earth-like planet, and then they show like a tree, which is like a tree of evolution, and then like one of these branches of this Beyblade evolution tree is the Bay Wheel.
I still have no idea what the hell is going on.
James showed up a little late. He didn't get any
I
of
was
this.
I was watching part of the show and I still had no idea what was going on.
Was what I described roughly correct?
that.
I don't know.
That's what. Yeah, that's exactly. They're like it's a meteorite falls and it's the Earth, and they're like a sun falls, and I was like, what? Like,
It's not good if a star crashes into the
like,
planet.
All right, I gotta jump out of Chris's anime internet corner.
This is a who put this on segment. Who put this on?
Fair. Okay, I'm back in.
Yeah, I was fine ending the conversation about it anyway. I guess we can go into our challenge segment.
I'm gonna run to the restroom. Can you guys wrap it up pretty quick?
Oh,
I haven't seen this app.
okay.
Did you just pull like a Rick Sanchez? Like, I'm going to go take a shit like in the middle of this pod?
I just don't want to be spoiled.
Okay, I got you.
Makes a lot of sense.
That was a hell of an episode.
Great episode this week.
yeah,
Great episode.
I'm not sure
this
there's
week.
a lot to talk about, but
I think that like one of the things that really stuck out to me this week is you really start to understand how much Johnny Bananas is like a master of the politics of this game. Like he really understands how the game works on a different level than anybody else on the show.
Bananas is definitely running this season.
Johnny Bananas in this episode was able to figure out where everyone stood about all of the situations without really revealing that much unknown about him. Like, he was just able to pull like a rabbit out. He's just like, you tell me what's going on. Just like ran the Trika, just
Yeah.
ran everything.
Like I think that like my favorite moment in this episode, and like so you had Natalie, Bananas, and Nelson in the Troika, and Nelson is trying to talk to Bananas about who should be up for in the elimination, and Johnny just starts explaining like how the game works to Nelson, and you can see like Nelson just has this blank look in his eyes, like he has no idea. He's like this is the first time that he's understood that he's playing a game, that like he's uncovered this whole new level to this thing. That
He
Nelson
seems lost.
He's like,
compared.
oh my god, like Johnny's just operating on a different level than a lot of people in the game.
Johnny is running this game this season.
He really is.
Like
Without CT,
he's
like,
got it figured out. Yeah.
yeah.
They need CT and bananas. Without CT, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely running the game.
Dude,
it's
this
amazing.
season is something to watch just for the bananas mastery.
He's been
like-
greatly helped by the fact that Tony's having a great season. Like that certainly helps his situation. But yeah, he's been doing really well.
So do you think he's gonna win, or do you think he's gonna get like finally they're gonna like realize he's a threat and have to get rid of him?
I think that it's it's really hard to predict winners in the challenge just because like random things happen all the time and it's kind of hard to tell because the rules change. But like, I don't know. I think he has a really good shot at making it to the final for sure.
I it would be hard for him not to be in the finals, I think.
Yeah.
Also, I'm surprised at how bad Kayla is doing this season.
Kayla, yeah, I mean,
I don't think she was a bad player, but man, this season,
she's not a great political player. She's really good in eliminations. She wins eliminations all the time. Yeah, the politics. She also doesn't have Jenna here this season, which is certainly hurting. Like that's like her biggest ally, and Jenna has a fractured ankle, so that's not.
How is
not super
Jemmy
helping.
still a fuck in this show?
Because Jemmy knows how to play the politics of the game.
She does.
Basically, like it seems like Jemmy, she
hasn't really pissed anybody off.
She
this
doesn't piss
season.
anybody off. Like she just understands how
I mean,
the
there's
politics of the game work.
also just the layup. She's not winning. She's not winning any
No.
physical challenge.
She's definitely not getting to the final.
Yeah, she flies under the radar a bit in that regard.
She's just there. She's trying to stay there as long as possible to get the most money.
Yeah.
Because the longer you're on, the more money you get.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Any update on our pal Crazy Kaylee?
Crazy Kaylee still in. So her vendetta, Michelle, the other person from X on the Beach UK, got eliminated super early, and she's just been flying super under the radar
Well,
since then.
She's with Nelson now.
Yeah, she's.
So,
oh
like,
my god!
she was gonna be put in
The
the
Max
Troika.
spoiler.
So yeah, so some stuff happened with Kaylee this week. So basically,
So like she was actually in this week.
Yeah, so basically there was a situation where either Devin or Bananas was going to get voted into the final, and Nelson and Kaylee are together, so like they're kind of assumed to be voting together, and Devin is Nelson's number one. So Nelson goes, I'm voting for Bananas, and then it comes around and Kaylee's the deciding vote, and Kaylee votes for Devin instead of Bananas, and totally fucks up their whole situation basically. And then like even though Bananas came out on top, like as they're walking out, he's basically just goes to her face. He's like you're such an idiot. I can't believe it. Like it's an insane situation.
Well, there's also a point with the Troika too,
Yeah.
where Nelson's in the Troika, but he's with Kaylee, and it was like Bananas was like Kaylee's going in, and like somehow Nelson's like no. So they-
Well, Nelson was more defending Cam from going in. I feel like because like they really want to put Cam in, and he's like he kind of put his foot down on that one, which I didn't even realize they had an alliance, but I don't know.
no,
Which
whatever.
is like that's definitely one of the interesting elements about the Troika is that you get to kind of get some visibility into what people's alliances are because they're forced to like defend their choices about things, and it's pretty interesting.
well, in the Inquisition, right? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
then you get to hear all their sides of it.
That
and
part
so,
of
like,
it, yeah.
That's why I say like Bananas being the Troika all the time is just he's
And,
just
like-
running the show because
and-
he's figuring out what everyone in the Troika thinks. He gets to hear all of the Inquisition people things.
And he's putting people up for the Inquisition that he has no intention of putting into the elimination, just so that he can learn about who's in their alliance, like basically. Because yeah, it's crazy. It's really good. Good season.
And
That-
the reckoning is coming.
Oh yeah, they
All right,
announced
so
the
if
theme.
you're done about the episode, I'll get
Yeah.
Max back.
yeah. Bring
Yeah.
in Max. Bring in Max.
Bring back the Max.
So,
But yeah, they're
during-
teasing a new trailer.
During the series premiere of Winter Break, they announced the theme for the next season, and we didn't realize it was a trilogy, but it started with Dirty 30, and then it continued with Vendettas, and it's going to end with the final reckoning.
I don't understand. I don't.
So CT
How
has
is
to
this a
be back in.
sequel to Dirty 30?
Vendettas is definitely a sequel to Dirty 30, because Vendettas is
They
all
don't even have all the same people.
Vendettas is all about the Vendettas that remain on Dirty 30, theoretically.
Where is Derek? Where is
How's-
CT?
how's
Where is
the X on the
George?
beach?
Derek was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he wasn't. He's not in the season.
The The thing that I've come to understand about vendettas, like when the season started, I thought it was gonna be all about settling old vendettas that had previously been. But the show is all about making new vendettas. Like that is definitely what it's about.
And you have the final reckoning to settle it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, they all started the season by saying like who their vendettas.
They had a vendetta, but they're forcing people to make so many more
Right.
vendettas. Like throughout this show, people are just like, "Well, I only had one vendetta coming in, but now I'm walking out with more." Like all the time.
They've definitely optimized the season towards creating more vendettas as opposed to settling old vendettas.
So I have looked up some minor spoilers.
Whoa, whoa,
No
whoa!
spoilers.
Get the hell
Max,
outta
every
here.
time you talk about challenge spoilers, it's a disaster.
It's
Max,
a joke
no.
spoiler, not a real
Okay,
spoiler.
No,
okay.
I still hate it.
You know, for the final challenge of Final Reckoning, you have to kill the other dude.
Oh man, that would be insane.
It's just Thunderdome.
It's just Thunderdome. That's where we are, folks.
The ultimate challenge.
So as another update to
Ooh.
say our show from last week, Queer Eye, I
Yeah.
watched episode 2, and there's been a bunch of buzz on the internet. Polygon just had an article yesterday about how like Queer Eye is such a positive show and it's very like uplifting. And I watched episode 2, just as uplifting. The character, the like person that they like made up was also just as interesting as Tom was. That was very good. I definitely top third show for sure.
Definitely plan on watching more of that.
How was Jonathan in this episode?
I mean, Jonathan doesn't really bother me, so like
I need somebody else to give me an opinion.
Because the title of the episode was Saving Sasquatch. I'm probably going to watch episode 2 at some point. I'll give you the Jonathan
Okay.
update.
there
I'm
was
sure
like
it's
a
bad.
quote about like gotta put more sass and less Sasquatch as John.
Ooh.
That was Jonathan like in the opening of the show. So
I do kind of like that line. So maybe
That's
Jonathan
kind
will
of
go
okay,
on.
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I could see we're not liking him, but I think the show overall is too uplifting to let him bother me. He just doesn't bother me. So
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep going through our premiere month updates.
Oh yeah.
So I've not seen the last episode of Bachelor Winter Games, but I did see the third episode,
Tell me.
which Chris Harrison starts says, "Welcome to finale part 1."
Oh my god.
what?
So there are 4 episodes. Episode 3 is finale part 1.
Incredible.
So pre.
Is
Could have
the
been
sh-
the finale
yeah.
part 1, episode 1 to like part 4.
You have premiere part 1, premiere part 2, finale part 1, finale part
part
2,
two.
and the season's over.
That's exactly right.
Oh wait, wasn't Rachel on this episode?
Rachel was on this episode.
Rachel is on the episode.
Rachel Lindsay sucks.
Hot take.
Hot take.
Who?
The Bachelorette from the
Okay.
The one we
episode
did.
of Bachelorette we saw.
You mean the 30 guys we saw?
Well,
and
there were
like,
30 guys. There was one woman. Remember the one woman?
no.
There
Well,
was only one. It was Rachel.
Yeah, but I met 31 people in that time. I remember the guys.
Can't remember them all.
Just penguin guy.
Didn't
Yeah.
remember the Bachelorette.
Rachel did not have a penguin suit on. That's true.
Yeah, penguin guy was pretty, and I
The
can't
doll
remember.
guy?
Waboom.
Yeah,
That's what you're
Waboom.
thinking of.
Well, there's
Waboom
also
is
the
guy I'm
doll
thinking
guy.
of.
I feel like a penguin suit guy would have actually been great on Winter Games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Penguin border. Man, Jay Brew would not be down with that. I bet.
Oh man, but Jay Brew would be crushing the Winter Games. He'd be
Oh,
like,
man.
Why aren't you here to compete?
Well, no, he would not do the cross country skiing. He would just say like, no.
What- yeah.
Cross country snowboarding.
No, the figure skating though, or the speed skating. He's
Speed
like, put skates on. What is this? Give me a snowboard. And you're like, dude, we're in an ice rink. I don't care.
Yeah.
He's not going to be there for the right reasons, Rob. Okay.
Whoa.
Definitely not there for the right reasons.
So Jay Brew would not have liked the challenge on episode 3 because it was downhill skiing.
Oh.
And I thought it was pretty entertaining with them not being able to ski. But it was interesting. Like, so they have to run this small course, and 2 women managed to do it in under a minute. 2 more complete it, take a lot longer. 4 don't finish.
Okay.
The guys, all but 1 finish. They all do it under a minute.
Oh man.
Man.
So there's definitely a disparity. But Dean actually won as the best
Wow.
skier.
Good for Dean.
And
Yeah, were they doing something weird where like the winners actually didn't get something good? It was
no,
like
this time it was the winner got the date card.
okay.
But then Dean was dating, I don't remember what her name is,
Yeah.
but she won the women's heat. So they both got date cards.
Nice.
So then they just gave one of their date cards to Kevin and Ashley I. Just be like, here you go.
Did they
Nice.
date each other?
Ultra lips.
So many lips.
Ultra lips.
Did you know that Kevin and Ashley I's fun couple name is Kashi?
I did not.
It's
There you go.
not. It's not.
So, like, there's not a lot to say about that other than that. But so there's a bunch of people that are real coupled up, and then the people that are not coupled up just start quitting one by one.
Oh no.
What?
And it's definitely edited to seem like it's like a natural thing. They're just like, hey, it's not working out. I think I'm going to leave. But I do wonder if there was like a producer influence here. But as it gets down to, there's 7 couples
Mm-hmm.
and Yuki.
Yeah.
I can't believe she's still.
And they pull out Chris Harrison to sit down Yuki and not in these words, basically say, hey, all the other single people quit. You got to quit.
Whoa.
And Yuki leaves in the middle of the thing crying.
Whoa.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Chris Harrison's a big time dick.
Oh, yeah.
He's my hero. He hosts a reality show. He's definitely my hero.
Man.
Dude, props to Yuki for sticking it out.
Yeah.
Yuki loved just hanging out, and like there was this segment
Why
where
wouldn't you?
she's
So-
making eggs and she's putting like some sugar in her eggs, and someone's freaking out like, "Why would you put sugar in eggs? That's so wrong." And then he eats them. He's like, "Oh, these are pretty good."
Putting
So-
sugar in things would generally make things better.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
Yeah.
Generally won't make things worse. Let's put it that way.
So I don't want to give any spoilers to you because I assume you're going to watch episode 4.
I will watch episode 4.
But I did see the second half of the last episode, and
Oh,
it
man.
makes sense why all the single people left for what the event is.
Well, even the elimination for episode 3 is they basically are going to be judged as couples.
Yeah.
And they bring in 3 celebrity air quotes judges to do it. And
3 previous bachelors.
so 2 previous bachelorettes and the current bachelor.
Mm.
And so it's great because a lot of the people still left were on their seasons. And like Bibiana was on the current bachelor. And so then they're all like, oh no, it's that person. And Dean, when he sees Rachel, he's like, oh no, Rachel's here.
No. Bad news for Dean.
And so the competition is a kissing competition. You just have to make out in front of the judges.
What?
And they're going to kick out the 2 couples they think have the worst chemistry.
Whoa.
So then
It's such a dumb thing.
That's
Winter
wild.
games, man. It's some kind of winter sport.
That's-
I
You
guess.
can't see me roll my eyes, but I'm rolling my eyes real hard.
So then Claire and Christian, who haven't kissed and have these long arguments about how their relationship is going, and Christian's like, you can only kiss the first time when it's the right moment, quit. Because they have a discussion of can they have their first kiss be in this competition, and they decide no. and
Is
they just
Christian the
quit.
German guy?
Christian is the German guy.
That's unbelievable.
And so there's only 6, so basically they just got to kick off 1 couple because they're going to keep 5, and then Allie, who's dating Josiah, is so stressed at the thought of having to make out with Josiah in front of the judges that she goes and throws up.
Oh no.
Into
Poor
Josiah's
Josiah.
mouth?
Josiah's like coming to the bathroom, be like, "Hey, how you doing? Are you okay?"
Oh no.
And then they still have to do the kiss in front of the judges.
Hopefully they got
Hopefully, I got some mints. In.
Well,
Well,
mouth-
she
some
says
mouthwash, maybe?
she says she brushed her teeth first, but
That's not what you're supposed to do, though.
Oh,
I don't
It's
know.
not good for your enamel.
well, that's
Really?
what happened. That's
Yeah.
what she said.
You're supposed to wait like an hour or so or something.
Well, it's like all the
What about
acid
like
from your.
what about like
stomach,
mouthwash?
Chris, everything is bad
Look
for
it
your
up, look
enamel.
it up.
Everything's bad for you.
No, but like, look it up. It's you're not.
No,
supposed
you're
to-
right, you're
not
right.
supposed to brush your teeth right after you throw up.
Because of the stomach acid.
Yeah, the stomach acid is a wearing away like the bacteria, and then you're wearing it away even more by brushing your teeth.
Seems reasonable.
Maybe some mouthwash.
I don't know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go around with like vomit breath.
There's
apparently.
no who
Get
put this
some- get some
on
mints.
Vomit recommendation of the
Get
week.
some mints, guys. For
Never
a little
allowed-
bit.
Some mints. There you have it. TCL
Never allowed to
says,
brush your teeth again.
Get some mints
Just
when you vomit before you kiss.
Wait, eat something or wait like 45 minutes and then brush your teeth.
So Ellie and Josiah are out.
Correct. Though Rachel campaigned really hard, they should kick Dean out. And the other
she's coming
Really?
after
the
Dean.
other two judges were like, I didn't think theirs was that bad. Rachel's like, that was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, so she's definitely got like a vendetta against Dean.
Bandana.
It's insane. She's the one that dumped him.
I don't know.
That's
she's
insane.
She's not a fan.
Is Dean the one who's like the second to last guy?
Dean was the one.
He was the one that made out first
Bachelorette.
with
Yeah.
Rachel, right?
No,
Yes,
that was Brian.
Yeah, that was the guy that won. Was
That's
the guy that made out
Brian,
first.
aka Colombian makeout guy, aka the guy who won.
Yeah.
Not
Are they
Jackson.
are they
Was
still
Dean-
together?
Dean,
Not Jack.
Heartthrob of like Wisconsin.
Dean's the one that had the insane father, and then she broke up with him after she met his family. Is what
Yes.
happened.
Yeah, I didn't.
Not the
watch any of
heartthrob
that.
of Wisconsin. That
Got
was
it.
Peter.
That was Peter.
That's right, Peter.
Are they still together? Colombian makeout guy?
I believe so.
Why wasn't he?
I don't care. Let's
why
move
wasn't he a
on
judge?
to our final update here.
Final update.
Hit me.
Celebrity Big Brother.
Who
Bum
won?
bum bum.
Do you know who won?
I know when I have the Wikipedia of the order everyone got kicked out in front of me.
Okay.
Hit
do
me.
it.
So in the first 23 days, they kicked out 4 people.
Okay.
And then there were only 3 more days, and they just wrapped it all up.
Okay.
So they kicked out Brandy, the housewife,
Uh-huh.
then James, the boy band guy.
Uh-huh. He sucked.
So then there were 5 left.
The guy from Sugar Ray. 1 second.
The guy. So
No,
the,
sorry.
the 5
Oh,
left,
the boy, the boy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the 5 left are Mark, the guy from Sugar Ray,
Uh-huh.
Ross, the Ryan Seacrest guy,
Uh-huh.
Ariana, the famous by Steve Harvey person, Marissa, the Broadway person, and Omarosa.
Uh-huh.
Good.
So 5th place,
What-
Omarosa.
What about
Good.
Meta? What about Meta World
We
Peace?
talked about last
Okay,
week.
okay.
Meta,
Meta
was
was the
out.
first
Oh, okay,
one
okay,
off.
okay. I was
Meta
here.
was not the first one off.
He was
Second
like the
one off.
third one off.
4th one off.
Whatever.
Then Arianda,
Yeah.
then Mark. Final 2, Marissa and Ross. Marissa won.
You know, didn't somebody call that she was going to win?
Multiple people, I think, called she was going to win.
Man.
Yeah.
And I only didn't pick her because I wanted to be like, too many people picking her, I'll pick someone else.
I bet her son is pumped.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, like it all comes down to how well you know the game and the strategy and these kinds of things. And she's
Ross was throwing shade
did that
at
homework.
the other people
Yeah.
because Ross was saying like, "This is the only reason I know who won." Thanks Google now was like, Ross was upset because they weren't voting based on the game, like who played the game the best.
Yeah, so Google Now showed me the same thing, that Ross apparently was the mastermind who like won the challenges and figured out things and worked on the strategy and stuff, and Marissa was the partner. And so at the end, Ross was like, you should vote for me because I was the one who played the game the best. But of course, everyone was just mad at him, so they voted
So-
for Marissa.
So is it a House vote or an America vote at the end?
It is the all the people kicked off vote.
Oh, it's Survivor style.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
I think he won the American vote though. I think there was an American.
Oh, there
vote
was an
there.
American vote?
Yeah. I think you get a Toyota.
So yeah. So the 3 people who voted for Ross were Mark from Sugar Ray, Brandy, and Meta. And everyone else voted
Wait,
for Marissa.
they got Meta back to vote. And Meta not just like go home and like not come back.
It's probably just like, who's Ross?
Wikipedia says Meta voted for Ross. Now, apparently he was confused that voting for Chuck Liddell was voting Chuck Liddell out. So maybe
What?
after they explained that to him, he thought voting for Ross meant he was voting for Ross to be out and Marissa to win. Unclear.
So Meta voted for Chuck Liddell, and he didn't understand what it meant to vote for him.
That is what the Google Now thing I read said.
That's
in
unbelievable.
the article titled "Is Meta World Peace the worst Big Brother player of all time?"
The answer is yes.
No, the rule of headlines is any headline with a question. The answer is no.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
All right. So on that note, so we had premiere month.
Premiere month,
There's been talk of doing a throwback month.
throwback month.
Put me in, coach.
So I think we're going to be doing the month of March is going to be a throwback month. Maybe a special episode. We don't know.
Might be a special episode in the works.
Might be a special episode.
Nobody
so,
knows.
Like, there's probably gonna be some cribs.
Oh,
we got some special surprise shows too. So, hang in there. It's gonna be an exciting ride. So you can follow us on Twitter at Who Put This On. You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. You can find our live feeds there too.
oh,
You can rate us on iTunes at Who Put This On. You can find us. Please rate us on iTunes. And you can email us questions at whoputthison@gmail.com. See you guys next time.